Before I say anything else, I want you to notice something. You're watching a video about AI on the internet, which means there's a decent chance that you only found this video because the algorithm thinks that you're the kind of person who actually watches stuff like this. Or maybe you search it yourself. Either way, you're here. So am I. And I want to be honest with you from the start. I use AI probably every day. And I genuinely think that it's one of the more useful things that happen in technology so far. And I also think that it's quietly making lots of people worse at thinking. Both of these things are true. It's useful and it's making people stupid as well. But that tension is exactly what this video is about. So here's the thing about AI at the moment. Everything is AI. There are AI lawnmowers, AI plush toys, AI toilets, and I'm not joking, that's a real product category. If you put the word AI on your product, apparently investors' money follows. And look, I get it. Large language models, which is the correct term for most chatbots, at least that there exist, they are generally like revolutionary and helpful. They're literally a breakthrough in how machines process information, and the underlying technology is not fake. It's not a scam. It's real and it's useful. But there's something strange happening around it. Because you've got two camps forming at the moment. On the one side, you have the doomers. People who think that AI is an extinction event, that's making us all stupider, that it will hollow out human thought. On the other hand, they're the optimists. People who think that AI is the greatest tool in human history and that everything with AI will be way better, and every concern about it is just a fear of change. And although there's a significant risk that we're gonna develop into an iRobot scenario, historically, there always were like people who criticized new technology when it came out. There were serious concerns about how texting back then was destroying social skills. There were people who thought that email would kill real communication. And there were probably people who thought that the telephone was going to ruin the art of letter writing. And honestly, it did, but yeah. We adapted. So I'm neither here to tell you that AI is the answer to all of our problems, nor that it's per se the end of our civilization. But I am going to tell you about 3 things it's doing right now, quietly, without much drama, that I think are worth paying attention to. Problem number 1, it's a yes machine. The first one is something that I think about so often. ChatGPT and all of those other super chatbots are literally designed to be a yes man all the time.
Eaters, that's what they are. I love your tie.
I hate this tie.
It's awful, it's gaudy, it's gotta go.
And I hate myself.
I hate you too, you make me sick, you fat sack of crap.
But I'm the president.
The best there is.
But you just said you hated me.
But not you, the president, the you who said you hated you who love, hate Yankees, clouds.
ChatGPT and most of the popular AI tools, they're all built to tell you what you want to hear. They're not built to tell you what's true, not to tell you what's useful. They exist to tell you what you want to hear. For example, if you kind of type in, I'm 70 years old, I have no dance experience and I want to quit my career as a lawyer to become a professional ballerina. And ChatGPT will respond with something like, that's a bold and inspiring choice. Here's your 30-day roadmap to getting started. Which is insane. Like, a good friend of you would definitely just tell you straight in your face that this is a bad idea and be really honest with you. The reason AI does this isn't random, it's by design. These models are trained on human feedback, and humans tend to rate responses higher when those responses agree with them, praise them, or validate their choices. So the model learns, agreement gets rewarded. Challenge is not welcomed. So what you end up with is something that behaves like a very smart, very eager assistant who has absolutely no interest in telling you something uncomfortable. There are clips on the internet of people role-playing and telling the AI that they committed murder, and the AI will still say things like, oh, that's all right, I'm here to help you. Which is insane. This matters more than it sounds, because the value of a real conversation with a friend, a mentor, or someone who knows you is precisely that they are allowed to push back. They're allowed to say, actually, I think you're wrong about this. That friction is where thinking happens. So one practical shift here when you're using AI, for example, instead of asking AI to what do you think that I should do? Just say give me the 10 best arguments for and against the thing that I'm currently thinking about to help you form your own decision instead of letting this yes man decide your whole life. So problem number 2, the outsourcing trap. I have a motor scooter and I fixed something on it for the first time recently. It was something that I generally had no idea whatsoever how to do. It was really tough and AI helped me a lot with that. I figured it out partly through research on my own, partly through trial and error. But as I said, I was also asking AI all the time questions along the way. And that felt really good. And that felt like I was actually learning something. But there's a different version of that story, where I just paste a problem into ChatGPT, follow the steps it gives me, and it works. I close the laptop, having learned approximately nothing. The problem is solved, the understanding is not there. And the distinction here of it being like a helping force or like the thing you outsource your whole thinking into is really something that is worth thinking about. Because there's a version of using AI that is like having a really smart secretary. Someone who handles the administrative stuff, drafts routine emails, formats your documents, and that is fine, of course. That's a tool doing what tools do. But then there's another version where you're outsourcing your actual thinking, your judgment calls, your everyday decisions. And the more you do that, the less practiced that muscle gets. It's not that AI makes you stupid per se, but the more you outsource your own skills, deciding whether things are good or bad, how you should react, what you should do, how to write that email, how to do X, Y, Z, the less you do that yourself and the more you outsource that, the weaker that muscle of yours actually gets and the worse you get at it eventually. That's just how learning works basically. And if AI is always there to fill the gap, then you might notice that gap to grow. I make a lot of videos about that stuff, how to like be intentional about modern things, about how to use AI and digital minimalism. And if you found this video so far interesting, then there's more on the channel that you will potentially like. But let's get back to the video. So the third thing is the most concrete, I think, and it's the most underappreciated. AI makes things up confidently, constantly, fluently, without any apparent awareness that it's doing it. And there's a word for this in this field, and it's called hallucinations, which is a polite word for the model generated text that sounds like a fact but isn't one. I wrote my master's thesis recently, and the number of times I asked AI a basic question about existing research, and it invented a citation, invented a study, it invented an author, a statistic. It was remarkable. So when you push AI to the boundaries of its knowledge, or even not, if you're sometimes asking like really general questions, it's making things up all the time, pretending it to be true, which is dangerous because the risk of hallucinations is really there. And the important thing is that these chatbots are not trained to present things that they're not sure of as like guesses, or that they explicitly say that they don't know. They're trained to always know something. When they don't know something, they will just make something up and present it in a way as if it was true. And there's no way except for you to double check it to know whether it's true or not, because it delivers those lies, those hallucinations in the same tone, with the same confidence, the same fluency as the things that it gets right. And this connects back to the first problem, because these chat models are not designed to be correct. It's optimized to generate a response that sounds correct to you. And those are very different things. And the larger version of this problem is that a lot of what AI knows comes from the internet. And the internet has a lot of misinformation in it. Some of it is accidental, of course, but some of it is definitely deliberate. And if the training data includes false things, most definitely does, then the model will reproduce those false things. What you should take away from this: AI is not as smart as it seems. And the practical rule is simple. Treat everything AI tells you as, for example, a starting point, definitely not a conclusion. If it matters, fact check it all the time. If it's important, verify it elsewhere. Use it as a research assistant, not as an oracle. AI tells you what you want to hear from it. It's easy to outsource your thinking to it, and it makes stuff up. But still, none of this means you shouldn't use AI. I do, I will keep doing so, and I think dismissing it entirely would be throwing away something genuinely useful. But I think that the way most people are using it right now as a replacement for thinking, rather than a support for thinking, is creating a real cost that will be more and more visible in the future. And the things that make you good at reasoning, which is facing challenges, thinking about problems, like correcting your old answers, working through problems, being uncertain, and being wrong but still correcting it. All these things make you a better thinker if you eventually stick to it. And if you smooth everything out with AI and just outsource everything with AI, you won't necessarily get smarter as an effect of this. So use AI, but use AI the right way. I made a very similar video recently about how to stop losing your brain, because there are lots of things in our modern world that kind of make us more and more stupid. And critical thinking and like doing things yourself is crucial for staying sharp mentally and kind of not losing your mental power, so to speak. So I made this video about all of this right here recently, so I'm really sure that you will like it. Besides that, as always, thank you so much for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.